Greetings from Florida. We're working on a 2011 to 2018 Porsche Cayenne or Volkswagen Touareg. Video's at double speed, so we should speed it up a little bit for you. If you have any questions, ask right here on YouTube. I'd be glad to answer it. There's a cover right there, that wood grain cover. Hang on, I'll take it off in a second. Just be careful, don't want to crack it, but it comes right off. And slides to the, I think to the left. To the right. Torx 30 bolt behind there. There's a face cover right there on the pull handle. Couple bolts behind that. Got a small bolt on the bottom of the door panel. Nothing around the sides, and there should be one behind the armrest. And the armrest and the switch are one piece, they come right off. Just put a flathead screwdriver between the door panel and the door, and you should be able to pop it out. You've got a cable going to the handle that you would normally pull to get out of the car. You can take that off. And you've got a wiring harness that goes into the main control on the left-hand side of the door. You'll see that in a second. See that blue wiring harness right there? That is the one I'm talking about. And you just got to pull back on the pink piece to get that out. Push that in, pull that back, pops right out. Set the door panel aside. Before you dive in, you want to eyeball the regulator and make sure you have the correct one. I think I already checked this out earlier. So we're going to take out the 3 screws, which I think are Torx 20 or 25, around the speaker and around the motor. That entire black panel is what you're changing, that whole assembly. Couple covers on the holes. See, I'm holding it up to make sure it's the right one. Yep, looks correct. Cut twice, measure once, or something to that effect. You're going to pull the red tab back a little bit, and you should be able to pop out the rest of those wiring harnesses. The reason you're doing this is you have to feed all those wires through the new panel and out the old. I'm bringing it down enough to get it access to it where the 2 access holes are to get to the bolts. Suction cup, $5, Harbor Freight, good place. Now, these are, I'm going to say 4.5 millimeters. They don't turn the way you would think they do. To loosen them, you're going to go clockwise to the right. To tighten them, you're going to go counterclockwise. Seems counterintuitive, but that's the way it works. And we've got small Torx bolts all the way around, Torx 30s. And by the way, if VW or Porsche told you how to do this, they'd want you to take out the latch and the outside handle. I don't do that. It's a pain in the ass. It's not necessary. It's a little more work to do it this way, but you don't want. You need a triple tap socket set, triple tap. I guess it's a Torx set to get the bolts off that hold the latch in. Something you're not going to have access to. And we're going to peel back there because there should be 2 bolts behind that, Torx 30s. One of them was missing for some reason. I don't know why. That one was gone. And by the way, a magnet will be helpful if you have one with you. Nope, just not there. Let's push that through. And that's the one wiring harness that goes through that hole. The rest of them all go through the oval rubber hole right there. Now you might not be able to see this because I'm blocking it. So you'll have to just take a look and figure it out. There's 2 things you need to disconnect. The wiring harness that goes to the latch, to the door lock actuator latch, and the wiring harness that goes to the handle. The handle one wasn't that complicated. The one that goes to the latch is. It might require a little bit of breaking the wiring harness to get it off. And then when I put it back on, I put on a piece of tape because I wasn't sure if it would stay connected. And that jump cut was where I took out about 3 minutes of this while I was trying to find the, get the wiring harnesses out. So we got it all out. We need to slide all the wires around through it. And they go, just so you know, they go between that track and the plastic panel, so that it doesn't interfere with the window when it goes up and down. If you find this video helpful, do me a favor, like L-I-K-E, like the video. That will help other people, such as yourself, find it on YouTube. If you have any questions, please ask right here on YouTube. I'll be glad to answer within a day or so. Okay, we got the panel off. Grabbing the new panel. Just checking to see if the bolts fit. I did another Cayenne once where the bolts didn't fit for some reason on the replacement part. I had to use different size bolts, different threads. And don't worry if you can't see that, because all I'm doing is sliding the wiring harness between the track and the plastic panel, and then out through where that oval shaped hole is. putting back some of the Torx 30 bolts just to hold everything in place. One other thing I'd recommend, make sure that the clips are lined up on the other side of the panel where you're going to access them through the holes. But if you put the motor back on first, it's a better idea, because if you don't, when you bring the glass down, it's going to move the clips down to the bottom of the door. So this will keep it in place. One other note about the glass, make sure it's seated properly, because otherwise you have to go back in and do it again, which I did. A little WD-40 on the channels, by the way, on the sides. Once again, to tighten these down, you're going to go to the left, counterclockwise, to tighten those clips. Putting the speaker back on. Obviously, we put that control box back on that holds those wiring harnesses. Don't forget to reconnect the wire that goes to the pull handle that you use to get out of the car.